Welcome everyone. This is Nikita this side, and I have Vishal today from the customer success team of GoldenLion. We will be taking up the webinar with you.
Everyone, welcome to this session.
So, as you are already aware from the invite itself, that today we are hosting this webinar where we are basically going to give you a live demonstration of the Real Estate Developer CRM, which is built on Zoho CRM. And basically, the agenda of this particular webinar is how a real estate development business can be manage their streamline their sales process with the CRM. Before we get into the CRM, of course, let us give you a little bit of understanding about who we are and what we do. So we are a Zoho partner from the last 14 years, and we have been working with Zoho, exclusively working on Zoho applications, implementing the applications for different businesses from the different industries. So that is what we do. Our job, we basically help you implement Zoho ecosystem for your business scenario. So the real estate developer CRM that we are going to demonstrate in today's session is a customized version of the Zoho CRM. So what we have done when we talk about customization here, what we have done is basically we have created a layer of customizations on top of Zoho CRM so that a real estate development can manage their business process over here. So when we talk about managing your business process, it is right from the start where you get to manage your inventories, you get to manage your inquiries, you get to manage your particular basically your particular inquiry requirements that your inquiries are coming with. So this particular presentation that you see, we are going to take you through the entire setup of the system, how it is working for customers, and how it basically helps you manage your system. So to start with, of course, let us start with this particular points that we are going to cover today.
Thank you, Nikita, for the lovely introduction that you gave us. So let us start. As we all know that we are going to show you like how you can manage your sales process, as Nikita said. So over here we have like few points that we are going to discuss on our today's session. So let us start with the first point, that is seamlessly manage your projects, buildings, and units, right? So as a business developer, you do have a lot of projects, you do manage a lot of buildings and units, right? Every project has got multiple buildings and the buildings has got multiple units, right? So in order to manage them, you need to have like a system where you can organize them in a streamlined manner. You have all your projects and buildings like and units related to each other's. So if you have a system that can easily, where you can easily relate like which building belongs to which projects and the units also simultaneously which belongs to which buildings, it will help you take your decision much more like effectively, right? So today we are going to show you that how you are going to manage in the live system. Now, if we talk about the next point, that is effortlessly creating the stacking plan. So this is one of the most unique feature of this system. Like most of the real estate developer businessmen would like to know, like to see the stacking plans, right? This shows you like what are the inventories that you have currently like in your like bucket, right? So this is from a real estate developer or the business is very important. Now the next point would be like how efficiently you can handle like your inquiries, right? Since like you do receive like a lot of leads and inquiries from multiple sources, right? So it can be from your online sources, it can be through your offline sources. Like your online sources can be through your social media, through your websites, or maybe like any other platform, or like through the offline sources, it can be through your own networks or word of mouth. So like whenever you receiving like multiple inquiries from multiple sources, handling them is a very crucial task for success of any business, right? So we are going to show you like how you can manage all these inquiries in just like within a few clicks, right, in your CRM. Now if I talk about the next point, that is optimize your sales pipeline, right? Normally in a real estate business, it has been seen that the sales the sales pipe is a bit longer, because there are a lot of to and fro's. There are a lot of like site visit that is being done by the prospects. They do go for the site visits for seeing the properties, right? So normally they give their feedback after they go for the site visits, and then you do have the contracts and the offers, right? So this takes a lot of time. So in order to manage your sales pipeline in a very streamlined manner, we also have got a blueprint that is in place in order to like map all the different steps that you follow in your business. So we will be showing you that. And the second last point is track payment milestones, right? So in a real estate business, like normally what happens, the prospects do make a lot of investments. So it might be for someone and who is going to make their like a lifetime investments in this particular properties, right? So you do have, and like you do receive the payments in different milestones, right? So you have different like categories of your milestones. So in this system, it allows you to create like different milestones and customize the milestones as per your business specifications, which we also going to demonstrate you just some time. And last but not the least is the question answer session, right? So this is also one of the most interesting part. Like if you have any queries or any doubts, you can drop your questions in the chat box, and we would love to answer all those queries, right? Now we will be also covering like few challenges that will be like covered by Nikita. Over to you.
Thank you, Vishal, for taking us through the contents. Now, before we get more in depth with the system, here are a few challenges that we have listed down. So, working with different kind of real estate developments from the market that we have understood, there are a few challenges that real estate developers generally face when they are managing sales. There are a few places where they might feel obstacles. So we have listed a few over here. To start with, managing your diverse customer requirement. Now, if you're a real estate developer, you are making different properties, you're building different properties. It can be commercial, it can be residential. So when you talk about customer requirements, every requirement differs. Someone is looking for a residential apartment, someone might be looking to purchase a land, someone might be looking to purchase a commercial property or so. So managing all those diverse requirements, different requirements, having them maintained at a single platform, that is a challenge that it follows, so that you know that what belongs to where and who is looking for what, so that you can serve your customers right. Secondly, managing your property details. Now, when we talk about a CRM interface or a CRM life cycle, it is basically about the customer life cycle, the sales management process. But what about the inventories, right? Your customers are buying, they're buying your products. So you also need to maintain the inventory part of your with the CRM, so that you know you have a real-time visual that what is being sold, what are the properties left, what are the properties under construction. So all this things, if it is managed under a single platform, what could be better than that? Coming to the next part, of course, managing and supervising sales act. So, as Vishal mentioned just before some time, real estate development deals, when we talk about such deals, most of the activities that are happening, the sales process, they are quite heavy on the offline process rather than the online process. So, it might be an open house visit, it might be a property visit, it might be contract signing. So everything is happening offline. It is, you're having face-to-face meetings. But then at the same time, it is very important to keep the process managed in your system, so you know that the right steps have been followed, the right sales activities have been followed, and how this particular deal has been closed. So manage that entire process, having that entire details, so that you can go back to the history and look at the deal history. So that is something, again, quite essential for estate developments as well as for any business we talk about. Now, next part, again, calculating the brokerage commissions. Now, real estate developments, they work with brokers. There are agents, there are brokerage firms, they are who are basically, marketing your properties, finding out clients for you, connecting the clients with your properties. So even they are entitled for a brokerage commission that they basically need to get from your end. So in that case, you can also very easy and conveniently manage the brokerage commission calculation, who deserves, which particular brokerage agent deserves how much. All of that is basically a game of few clicks. We will be showing all of those parts. Tracking payments. So this is another important part. So when we talk about real estate development, the payment looks a little different from how a normal generic business payment cycle looks. When you talk about a development, there are often milestones. So when a milestone is met for the development, the customer might need to pay a certain chunk of amount. So maintaining those milestones, maintaining the dates of those milestones to receive payment, how much you have received. So all of this data is all visualized with the CRM. It is a great way that you can manage, track your payments, and offer and deal sheets. So again, when you talk about any deal, again, documents matter. You might need to generate a contract, you might need to generate a form, a deal sheet. So with this particular CRM, we'll be showing you how you can also manage, easily create, and share these particular deal sheets or offer form with clients. And last but not the least, reports. Again, when we talk about businesses, reports are everything. You at the end of the day, you need to know how your business is performing, where your business is standing. So Zoho CRM itself has amazing report capabilities. You get a lot of default reports based on different use cases. And with the real estate developer CRM, you get custom reports. So based on real estate developer businesses, what kind of reports would generally be applicable for these businesses? You also have a lot of custom reports with the system that we'll be showing you. Now, before we get into the system, let me show you a few clients, a few people who are basically benefiting from the system presently. So if you also want to come and have a look for yourself that who are the different real estate businesses who are using the system, benefiting from the system, all you need to do is come to our website, which is www.glionconsulting.com. And on our website, under the customers tab, you will find the options for case studies, portfolios, and testimonials. You will find a few case studies that you can also refer to understand how we have served our customers. And then here we have the testimonials, which you can again see what our customers have to say. These are all their own words that they have shared, their feedback, their experiences while working with GoldenLion, and how they're presently benefiting. So we serve products based on different industries. We have travel CRM, we have real estate CRM, we have law firm CRM. So if you want to particularly see who are the real estate businesses, so all you need to do is you have a filter to filter out the industry where you can mention the real estate, and then it basically shows you only the real estate clients that we have so far. So you can come yourself, have a look, just read about what they have to say about us, and if you want to know more, we are always there. Now, having said that, coming back to the presentation, now we'll be getting into the system. But before we get into the system, let me give you a quick representation of a video representation of how the system is built up, what is happening in the system. So for any CRM system, as we mentioned, it is a customer relationship management. So of course, you get to manage your leads, you get to manage your inquiries, you get to manage your sales, the sales process. Along with that, you also get to manage your inventories with the same platform. So here inside the CRM, you can see these are the different modules, the different steps that we follow. So we have 3 different modules to manage the inventory part, that is develop, which are basically the whole projects, the different developments that you're working. It might be multiple developments at different location, countries, you can manage that. Then you have buildings, which are basically the buildings. It can be a standalone building. It can be a building that is belonging to under this development. So maybe development. It is it's a development. The name of the development is eco resort, and then under eco resort you have different kind of resorts, different kind of buildings. It's basically you can list down the different buildings and connect it with your developments. And then under the buildings again you have different units. These are basically the apartment. It can be a penthouse, it can be a 3 BHK apartment, can be a 2 BHK apartment. So you basically get to manage the different units in the units module. That's how you segregate. Coming to the next part, where is basically you start with the customer relationship. So you get your leads in. So you get your leads in from different sources. It can be from different social media, website, Facebook, Instagram, where you're getting your leads from. It can be from your website, of course. If you also have leads coming from different MLS platforms, who has amazing capabilities of integrating with MLS platforms. So that is a topic that we can discuss based on the different use cases you guys have. Now, when the lead comes in, you first need to qualify that lead. You qualify that lead with different kind of activities. You get to schedule calls, tasks, follow-up activities. And once you qualify them, you turn them into a contact. You basically convert them into a contact. Now, with the CRM, you get to manage both your B2B leads, if it is a direct customer, or if it is basically a business organization, or your B2C leads. So if it is a B2C lead, you can basically convert and to a contact and deal. And if it's a B2B lead, you also create a company where you house the company details in the company module, you house the particular contact person details in the contact module, and then the deal details in the deal module. Now, the deal being the heart of your system, it basically lists down the entire deal process or the steps that you're going to follow. So, this particular deal steps, we have created this into a blueprint that we will be showing you, which is again a very interesting way to manage the sales and automate the sales process. So, there is like very less manual work that need to be done. So here we have the deal stages. Once we start with the interested, the customer might visit the site, they select a site, you initiate an offer, and so on. Now, based on the deals, you can also generate the different offer forms right from the CRM platform. You can generate the deal sheet, of course. And apart from that, we have a few other custom modules. So when we talk about real estate development, we have custom modules like brokerage firms or maybe attorney firms. So if you're dealing with attorneys, if you have different attorney firms who are regularly giving their service, they are basically your regular they are your go-to person, so attorneys, so you basically house them in the attorney module and you get to manage the contacts of these attorneys under contact module. Similarly, if you have different brokerage firms who are basically finding out clients for you, building the like bridging the gap between the client and your developments, so you also get to house them in your brokerage firms, and if they're the broker contacts, you get to manage them in your contact module. And last but not the least, we also have reports and dashboards to give you an overview of your business, understanding of your business, how your business is performed. So yes, that is pretty much the entire setup. Now, without further ado, let us get into the system and we'll start with that. Over to you, Vishal.
Thank you so much, Nikita, for the lovely the information that you shared with us. Just allow me a second. I will share my screen and I will take you. I hope my screen is visible, right? All right, then. So let's get started with the presentation over here in the live system. As Nikita was mentioning, like we have shown you the entire process flow, like how the system works. So let me just take you through like step by step with all the different modules that we have. Like the first three modules that you can see, these are all like your inventory modules, and apart from that, and you can also like maintain your like the customer relationships management over here with the like we have the other modules, like you have the leads, the contacts, deals, and the reports modules, right, where you can generate the reports. So I will be coming to that a little bit later on. So let us start with the home page, right? So whenever like any of you like you log in your system, this will be the home page or the dashboards view that you can say, right? So in this dashboard, you can set up different matrices, right? So this is basically a demo account that we have that we are showing you over here. So we have created like few matrices over here. So definitely you can also customize these matrices. You can modify them as per your business specification, right? So I will just quickly go through the different matrices that we have created over here so that you can understand like what this dashboards is all about. Now we have created like deals by stage by development, right? So as a real estate developer, you have the different stages of your development, right? So we have like you have different deals that are in the different stage of your development, right? So it might be some of the deals that are there in the interested stage, some of the deals that are might be like in the site visit, whether they have been site visit has been done or not, some of the deals that you might have initiated an offer, and some the offer has been accepted, right? So you can view the different like the deal stages over here in different like forms of a bar graph that we have created. Now if I go on the right side, now we have the deals in pipeline by development, right? So this is one of the most interesting like matrices like any business person or business owner would like to have in their like system, like deals in pipeline by development. So like you have what are the number of deals that you have in your sales pipeline, right? So the more the number that you have, the more the chances of getting like higher revenue or getting the closures, right? So you can also view this type like what are the deals that are in your pipeline, right? Now if I just scroll down further, now we also have the deal by lead sources. As I was mentioning, like you must be receiving the leads and inquiries from multiple sources. Like you can see that over here there are different sources from which we are getting the leads, right? So you can focus more on the sources which is generating more number of leads or contributing to your revenue generation, and you can also identify like which of the sources are not generating the kind of like inquiries that they should be, so that your team can work on that, right? Now you also have got deal by salespeople by developments, right? So if you are generating business and like through your salespeople, like you can also have what is the number of the developments or the deals that a particular the salesperson is handling, right? So you have like, as you can see that we have two salesperson being created, so you can find out like and what is the number of deals that a particular sales the person is handling, so that you can also review their performances, and accordingly you can like view the financial the positions or the financial health of your business, right? So like as of now we have created like four the matrices over here. You can create multiple matrices which is most relevant for your business scenario. You can create those and customize them as per your with the different the pictorial representations over here, right? Now, as I told you, like
Best
we
part
have
over here, the best
yes.
part over here is how customizable it is for different users, basically. So every user can have their own set of dashboards that is basically relevant to their use cases.
Absolutely. So you can set up these dashboards as per your requirements. Now, as I told you, like we have like three different like modules for managing your inventory. So if I just go to the first module, that is the developments, right? So if I just click on this development module over here, it will like show you like what are the different like the projects that you are currently dealing with, right? So as we have created like few dummy projects over here, as you can see. So if I just scroll down further, so these are all the dummy the projects that we have like created over here. Now if you want to create a new project right from here, you can also go ahead and create a new development or the projects from here. And if I just go inside one of the projects, let me just show you. If I just click onto this Angel Plaza project, right? Over here, you can see this is the thumbnail where we can insert the picture, right? So that you can also have these pictures being uploaded over here. Now, this is the business card view where you can see what is the development type, right? So it can be a residential development, it can be a commercial development, right? Something like this. Definitely, you can have this drop down over here. Now, you can also go ahead and mention the starting price, right? What is the starting price over here? Development website. Now, what is the status of your development, right? So whether it's under planning or whether they are active or whether they have been sold out. So whichever may be the most relevant, you can update the development status over here, and as well as the city where it is located, right? So this is basically the business card view. Now, if I just scroll down further, now we have the development information over here, right? So as you can see, this is the development owner. So development owner over here is basically the person who is looking after this particular projects from your sales team, right? Now, if I just click onto this particular icon over here, you can also change this owner. Maybe like if you want to assign this particular project to someone else, maybe like to Jeff, right? I just go ahead and click on Jeff and click on change owner. Automatically the system refreshes and the owner changes, right? So as you can see that the owner has automatically changed. Now over here, as I mentioned, you can also go ahead and mention the development type, the development name over here, what is the status, the all the details like that's been already populated over here. Now you can also go ahead and mention the number of buildings that are there in this particular development, right? Now if I just further scroll down over here, you can see these are the address information details. Now we also have got a section for the attorneys, right? So if you are dealing with attorney as well, so you can also go ahead and mention the attorney firm, what is the attorney name, what are the fees over here. Definitely in a real estate business you do deal with like the lot of brokerage, right? So we also have got a section where you can go ahead and mention the brokerage percentage as well. So we have created this particular section where you can update the brokerage percentage, right? Now as I was mentioning that previously in a real estate for the business, you do have a lot of like milestones, right? Payment in that way you receive. So we also have created a kind of like section where you can maintain the payment milestone details, right? So we have these milestones being created. Obviously these milestones can also be customized. Maybe like the first milestone can be 30% or the second would be like 50%, something like that. Definitely we can customize them as per your specification and requirements, right? And if you want to add some more rows over here, maybe like if you want to do that, definitely you can do that as well. You have the option to filter out over here, right? So in that way you can also maintain your milestones. Now if I come down to this particular section over here, this is the development expenses, right? Now over here we have maintained a kind of like the expenses details. It's not of a like the entire details of your expenses that you are incurring, but overall it will help you to maintain all the expenses that you are incurring in this particular development, right? So now we have maintained the different fields that are land cost over here, operation cost, marketing cost, and automatically the system calculates the total the cost over here, right? So if you want to add maybe some other cost over here, definitely maybe some legal charges or maybe like legal cost over here, so you can definitely do that as well, right? And these are the other development financial parts. This is something which is like automatically like calculated over here by the system, right? Now you have the total revenue over here, what is the total cost, and automatically the system will calculate the development profits over here, right? As a business person, you would definitely like to see like how much profits you are generating from any particular project, right? Now if I come down further, like if I just scroll down further, like we have very this is something which we need some additional customizations, right? So like maybe if you want to publish your properties that you are having or the projects, then definitely you can do that with just one click, right? If I just go ahead and edit this particular form over here, maybe just I just go ahead and click on, just scroll down further, and if I just scroll down over here, maybe like if I want to publish this particular the development to my website, so I will just go over here and click on like yes. And like if I have the picture, so I need to put in the public URL links over here, and automatically like if I just go ahead and save this one, this the developments would be like automatically published in your website, right? So for this, you need to integrate your website with Zoho CRM, where your properties or your developments would be automatically published, right? Similarly for the featured developments also, like if you want to publish this development into your featured development list also, then also you have the option to do that, but this will require additional customizations, right? Now this is like how you can maintain all the different like developments over here. Now another important feature or one of the most unique features that I would like to go ahead and like inform you is this stacking plan, right? For any real estate developer, the CRM, like it will help you to create a stacking plan that visually represents the floor by floor layout of a particular building, right? So this allows a developer to track the status of each property, whether they have been sold or whether they have been like whether they are available or not. So over here, as you can see that we have a stacking plan button over here, right? So if I just go ahead and click on this particular this stacking plan, the system will automatically show you a stacking plan over here. So just allow a second. Yes, there you go. So over here you can see this is the stacking plan report. So over here we have the name of the development over here. What is the building? So building number is also automatically being captured by the system over here. So over here you can see what is the number of buildings that are available, for which number of the buildings for which you have already sent out an offer or which are on a hold. Like if I just scroll down further, so I would be also able to see the stacking plan report for building number 2 as well. Similarly, like this will help you to take your decision very quickly and very easily. You would like from your sales team also, if they want to see what is the number of the units that are available, they can easily go ahead and find out in the stacking plan easily, right? This will help them to like close deals much more faster and reduce the sales cycle. But just an additional information I would also like to give you over here, like this stacking plan, you need to have an external server space and for to host this stacking plan, right? So this is not something that is natively available in like Zoho CRM. So for that, you need to have an external server space, and definitely we would guide you regarding that. Like once we do the implementation for you, right? So this is like how you can maintain all the different the developments over here. Now on the left hand side, you can see that with this particular the developments, you have got a number of buildings over here. So you can see what is the number of buildings that are available over here. Now if I just go inside this particular building, so I have already opened this one up in a different tab. So let me just go inside this particular tab. So over here you can see this is the building that I was talking about. Now you can see this is the Angel Plaza building 3. So we have the development name over here. What is the number of floors that are available in this particular building? So you can see that what is the status of this particular building. Now you have the building information, right? So another thing is that like we have these fields over here, and if you want to do the customizations, Like if you want to add one more field over here, then definitely we can do that adjustments for you, right? Now, similarly, if you want to like view the number of units that you would like to see over here, we also have got the number of the units over here. These are the units that are available in this particular buildings, right? So if I just go inside one of the units over here, let me just show you this. So this is the unit. So you have the unit number over here. What is the building in which this unit is, and so what is the price over here, what is the status. Definitely you can go ahead and like update the status over here, like whether it is available or the offer has been initiated, whether the offer has been accepted, something like this, which is most relevant. So definitely maybe like I want to make this one available, right? So you can just go ahead and update the status. Now if I just further scroll down, you have all the other information related to this particular unit, right? So at the over here also you have the option to change the unit owner as well, right? So you have the unit type. Now if I just edit this particular form so that I can show you in details, like what are the different types of the unit that we have. Now if I just click on this drop down, we have the main unit type, whether it's a parking unit or a cabana unit or a storage unit. So you can select maybe the what is the most relevant the unit type over here. Now as we have selected maybe the main unit over here, right? So we have the unit code. This is also like something which we can also create from the system. Now you have the unit price details, what is the status of the units. Now this is also one of the most important section that we have created, like what is the main unit information, right? So in which floor this particular unit is in, you can definitely go ahead and update that as well. What is the exposure, or maybe what is the open side of this particular the unit, right? So you can go ahead and mention that. What is the area square feet over here, what is the outdoor square feet, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, what is the unit type over here. So you can also definitely go ahead and update the unit type over here, whether it's a penthouse or whether it's a triplex, something like this which is relevant. You can go ahead and update that, right? And what is the possession date, you can also definitely update. Now if there is any additional like descriptions or any information that you would like to maintain specifically with respect to this particular unit, you can definitely go ahead and maintain those details over here, right? Now if I just go ahead and save this one, this is like how you can manage all your developments, your buildings and units over here in Zoho CRM. This is like your inventory, like the units, how you can manage. Now with respect to the customer relationship management, I will hand it over to Nikita, and Nikita will walk us through the system, right? Over to you, Nikita.
Thank you so much, Vishal. So now that Vishal has explained how well that how you can manage your developments, buildings, and unit, now let us start with the real part. That is basically the customer relationships. What your CRM is all about. So for that, we start with the leads module. So if you go to the leads module, this is where you are housing all the different inquiries that are coming in. These inquiries can be from different social media platforms, as I mentioned. So you can integrate your social medias with your CRM to manage all your inquiries automatically here. For your website, we also create a web form from the CRM. We share the code with you. So you can basically embed that in your website end, and you get your leads right directly into your CRM from your website. Or otherwise, the third option is you can manually create leads, which is the way we are going to show you today. So you have an option on the right top corner to create a lead. So today we will be going ahead and creating this lead and show you how the entire journey of a lead conversion and a sales works. So if I open up the lead module, here Vishal is going to fill up a particular lead for us.
Right. So I will just quickly fill up this maybe like John over here who is a new lead for you, right? So I'm just filling up some data over here with respect to John.
Right. And also you have the option to upload the image on the left top corner. So you can also upload the image, keep your CRM fun and lively to make it more happening to work with. So here we have the different field level information that Vishal is filling up for us. So you can manage what is their name, their email address, their contact number, if they have any kind of secondary email that they would like to get emails in, and also like the lead status, the lead source, all of these options are customizable. So when we talk about customization, it is not the limitation that you only need to maintain these fields. You can add more fields, more custom fields. You can change these drop down options. You might have different status that you want to maintain, or you might have different sources that you get your lead from. So these drop down options can be managed. And then if you scroll down, you have the right option to manage your information for the lead, that what they are asking for, what are they exactly looking for, what is their query about. So let's say John is looking for a residential apartment, and he is looking for, and another fun thing over here, if you see that the category residential, like the requirement category and the requirement type, they are interdependent fields, like they are dependent on each other. In case if my category is residential, I'll be only going ahead and seeing the residential options over here. Similarly, let's say I was looking for, John was looking for a commercial property, then you can see only commercial related properties will be there for your requirement type. So these kind of setup, these kind of tutorial setups are all possible, which again makes it very easy, convenient for you to manage your data. You don't see any unreasonable data or confusing data on your in front of your screen. And then you have the requirement information, what is the area, square feet they're looking for, what are the bedroom, bathrooms they're looking for. So basically the specifications, what they're looking for in the property. So now once you have these details in place, you can also manage the budget that they have. This will also give you an understanding of what kind of properties or which developments you would like to suggest them based on what budget they have. You can manage you can understand the reason for their purchase, why are they making a purchase. This is basically to have analytics, have a data information that what kind of inquiries are coming in, what are the people, who are the type of people, what kind of reason they are looking for a purchase for. So it gives you entire understanding, and also the purchase time. So it helps you to understand that which particular lead or which particular inquiry to prioritize. If someone is looking for making a purchase between 1 to 3 months, and then if someone is looking to make a purchase later than 3 months, you know which one to prioritize. That's another thing. And then we also have a small section for the address information, where you basically maintain the postal address of this lead. So whenever in the future you convert this lead, you have a deal with them, you are creating contracts for them, this information will be auto-populated in those cases. Also, if you have any external information, any additional information, any details that you'd like to maintain, you have the description.
Right. So you have the descriptions over here. If there is any further information that you would like to maintain, you can definitely go ahead and have those descriptions over here, right?
Right. So now that I have these details in place, I can simply save up this lead. And as when I'm nurturing, like once I have saved this lead, I have a few options in my related list to nurture these leads. So by nurturing, here it is basically understanding the requirements, going through whether how serious they are about their inquiry, whether they are at all meeting the budget that you are asking for. So basically a qualification stage is the lead is in the lead stage. So here, if you see the related list, we have a few options. To start with, notes is basically for maintaining any kind of details, day-to-day details. You have your dates and everything. So in your notes section, you can also tag other users. So if you just type the initials, like say James, you can see that his name is being tagged. You can simply write down a message like, please follow up with John, and you post it down. So he is notified, he is tagged and notified. You know when this particular post was made, and then you simply save it up. You have your date and time. Once Jay is doing the job, once he has a conversation, if he follows up, if he has any kind of feedback, he can simply come back and write down another note over here. So everything stays right in the record. Similarly, you have the email option in your related list. Emails are basically where you're getting to manage all the email communication that is happening. So, Zoho CRM, it can be integrated with your email platform. So, if you're using Microsoft Outlook, if you're using Google Space, Gmail, you basically integrate your email with your CRM. You get to operate your emails right from your CRM. You don't have to go to and fro, but then all your emails will be synced with each other. So, all your emails that you send from the CRM, it will be there in your particular email box, and whatever you send from the email box, it will also be synced with your CRM. So every email communication over here, You go ahead, you can get to schedule emails, you can schedule emails for later, draft emails. Another fun thing over here with this Zoho CRM, it is built as enterprise edition of Zoho CRM, the real estate developer CRM. So this enterprise edition has this amazing capability of doing mass emails or bulk emails. So if you want to run campaigns, do some kind of targeted campaigns, promotional emails or something, Zoho CRM allows you to send up to 1,000 emails every day for your customers. So if that number is something that meets your requirement, it basically suffices your requirement, you can also go ahead, create amazing email templates, campaigns, targeted emails, and you're good to go. Similarly, we have the activities option. So activities are basically what you're doing to nurture the lead. So Zoho CRM gives you three different options to create activities. You can either create a task, something like a follow-up task. Maybe I want to create a task and for tomorrow that I have to call John, or maybe I have to send him a brochure. So simply go ahead, create a task, and you write out the details. So here you can write down the subject of the task. So maybe send a property brochure. So once I write that down, you can define what is the task type, whether it has to be done via a email, phone call, or follow-up call or anything. So you can do that. Maybe I need to send them the email. You can set up a due date and you can set up a reminder for this particular task. So if you're on the mobile version or on the desktop version of Zoho CRM, you basically get a notification 10 minutes, 5 minutes prior as you basically select for the task. And you then simply go ahead, complete the task. You have the note section back there where you can maintain the follow-up details. If there are any conversation happening, if there are any particular points you have taken down, everything you can maintain down in your notes. Similarly, you have other options like if you integrate your social campaigns in your CRM, you get to manage all of those details from the related list itself. Now at this stage, once I had a word with John Matthews, I know what they're looking for, what is the exact requirement. I can go ahead and convert it once I feel that they are qualified, they are serious, they are a serious customer, they are serious about the purchase. You go ahead and convert this lead. So there's the convert button on the right top corner. And you can go ahead, convert this lead to a contact. So your contact module is going to now have all your qualified customers or the different contact people for your organization. So once I create this contact, at the same time, I can also create a deal for them. Deal, the heart of the system, that this is basically the engagement that is happening with this particular client or the company. So you get to create the deal with the deal name defined by the lead name. So you can also edit it, maybe write a deal for John Matthews. So I can simply add a couple of words over there. So deal for John Matthews. And also if you want to set up a different format over here, that is also done. The best part about Zoho CRM is how a function, like how easily customizable it is, how much it allows you to customize and play around. So you basically feel that this belongs to your organization. You relate to it. Then you have the stages of the deal that you're going to go through. So here we have the different stages. So these are the different stages of the deal pipeline that we'll be going through. And all of these stages are mapped with the blueprint, which I'm coming to next. Then you can also define the closing state, that when this particular deal is expected to close at your end. Maybe this deal closes on maybe next month 30th. So if you go ahead, mention the closing date. So for every deal, you get to mention the closing date. So if a deal is closing on 30th April, like you're expecting this deal to close on 30th April, and there's then another deal which is expected to close on maybe 30th of November. So how would you, this particular closing date will basically help you prioritize your deals, which one to attend first, and you know what is the priority right now for you. And then you have your amount, which you of course can define over here, but then it is also not necessary, because any which ways we're going to add we have the amounts mentioned back in our units in our properties. So if you, once you select the unit for this particular customers for in your deal, the amount gets auto populated. And then we also have a contact role, which is again very important. Here of course the contact role would be decision maker. So if you have again multiple contact roles, if there are multiple people, if it is a B2B business, there might be multiple kind of people who are contacting. So you can basically go ahead and mention that down over here and you convert it. So that basically winds up my lead journey, my lead qualification journey, where I have understood their requirement, I have qualified or unqualified them, and I have brought them to contact list. So here it has created a contact. If I go to the contact module now, all the contact related details will be updated in my contact module. Everything that I have updated in my lead, it is now available in my contact module. So if I click onto the contact name, here you have the contact details, their contact number, email address, their postal address, everything come across. In the left side, you can see the notes also have come across, that the activity has come across that was taken place in the lead module. So this again, another thing that you can see over here, that you don't lose the track of history of this particular lead and how the lead was converted, what was the lead qualification journey like. So every record, every data, every detail stays along with that record. So maybe John came to you, he came to your contact, but somehow the deal doesn't go through. Even if you come back to the CRM after a couple of years, you know what was the last conversation happened with Don, where did you last leave the particular deal, what happened, what are the exact steps you followed. So you have an entire visual of your lead history. Now, for in the contact details, if you scroll down, we have again some field level information that you can maintain. So who is this contact type? You can categorize the different contacts, whether it is a prospect contact, whether it's a developer, like brokerage, whether it's a client. So your prospect contact would be someone who have just converted, and once they do a purchase from you, you have made a sale with them, the deal has closed. You can also update them to your client. So you basically, these kind of fields, they are very helpful when you want to run any kind of campaigns, mass emails. You simply come to the contact module, you simply filter out that for me, my prospect contact, or I just want to see my developer contacts. So you filter out on basis of this filter field information, and you're good to go. So you also get entire training on the usage, how to filter out, what are the best practices with that you can basically leverage the system completely. Next on, if I scroll down, you can see we have a few other sections. So if this contact was from any kind of brokerage firm, you can mention the name of that brokerage firm over here. So it also builds a relationship between your contact and the brokerage firm. So and similarly for your attorney. So if this is an attorney contact, if it is some kind of lawyer attorney, you can also manage that. You can also mention the attorney firm they are connected to. So if you go to the three dots over there, we have two different custom models. So where you get to house the different brokerage firms and attorneys. So we'll be showing that to you at the end. But then here it basically connects the particular attorney company with the particular contact. And then, of course, you have the address also auto-populated in the description. If you had anything updated in the CRM, it would have also come across. Now, next thing, for this particular contact, I have one deal that is created that I can directly go from my related list itself. So if I just simply click onto the deal name over here, it will take me to the deal master module and the particular deal record. And here, if you start with the deal, this is where we start with the journey of blueprint. So before we start going through the blueprint and the sales journey, what do we actually mean by a blueprint over here? Now, the blueprint that we have created, it is basically an entire roadmap for your entire sales act. So as Vishal mentioned in the starting of the demonstration, that traditionally, or if you see, most of the sales activities, most of the nurturing activities that are happening in this kind of deals, they are offline. If the client is visiting your property, if the client is coming for an open house, if you're meeting them, anything that happens, it is offline. If you're doing a site visit, it is an offline activity, right? But then at the same time, this is something that you need to manage, you need to navigate inside the system as well, because again, you're managing your sales process over here. So the blueprint will basically act as the roadmap. It will guide you through the entire step of the sales journey. So it basically tells you that at which stage you are at and what you need to do and what comes next. So here you can see the current state that is interested, and we are at the transition where we have to update the details. So Vishal, if you can just start with the blueprint, it will be really great.
Right. So I will be taking you through the entire the deal stages that we have created over here. Now, as Nikita mentioned, that you can see that we are in the current state, so in the interested state. Now, let's suppose John has shown his interest, so that is why we are in the current state as interested. Now, the next step would be to update the visit details, right? So this is the next step that we are going to follow. Now, if I just scroll down over here, just let me take you to the site visit information. Now, let's suppose I just go over here and update a date over here where John agrees to visit for this site. Maybe in this particular date, John has okay, told me that he is going to go for a site visit, right? Now, once the site visit would be done, then only the site visit feedback can be updated over here, right? So, if now let's suppose John has visited over here and he has also given his feedback. Now, let's suppose I update the feedback over here, like John has liked this property, right? So, maybe this is a feedback, for example, I'm giving over here. Now, if I just go at the top, now over here, this is the transition stage. So update the visit details. I just go ahead and click on this. You can see that the site visit details has been automatically populated over here. And now we also have created a kind of checklist over here so that you never miss out any of the formalities, right? So since this is normally what happens, there are a lot of site visits done, there are a lot of to and fro, so it takes a little bit more time, right? So to get the deal closed. So that is why we have created this checklist so that you never miss out any of the activities, right? So let's suppose we have updated the brokerage details over here, and you can see that once I go ahead and check this box, this will be like automatically strike through, right? Now, if I just go ahead and save this particular the transition stage over here, you would see that the system automatically refreshes over here. And if I just scroll down above, you can see that the current this state now it is on site visit done, right? So we have already done the site visit. Now the next step would be to selection of the main unit. So if I just scroll down further, normally what happens now over here, John has already done the site visit and he has given his feedback. Now it's time for John to select a unit, right? So which unit he would like to purchase. Now if I just go ahead and click on this particular icon, so we have a master module for where of your products, like where you can house, like this is basically from the main unit that is the capturing the details over here, right? Now you have the option to select the main unit. So if I just go ahead and save this one, let's suppose John has selected this particular unit, and now the asking price, let's suppose maybe the 60 lakhs over here, right? So suppose I just go ahead and put on this particular price detail over here, and if I just scroll upwards over here, now I can see that the current state is site visit already done. The transition would be like selection of a main unit, right? So if I just click on this select main unit, you can see that the main unit details has automatically populated over here, right? Now if I just go ahead and save this one, now the system will again automatically refresh and it will automatically show me the next stage for the transition, right? So you can see that your unit has been shortlisted. Now the next stage would be like the update the offer details, right? Now if I just scroll down further, like let me just take you to the offer section. Now we also have created a section over here where with your offer information, right? So normally in a real estate business, it has been seen that once you give an offer, there are a lot of like to and fro's. Maybe the once you give an offer, the buyer negotiates with you. Again, the seller gives an offer. So finally, they come to a win-win situation, right? So we also have created a something like that over here. Now let's suppose the buyer's first offer date, maybe like the buyer has given the, let's suppose today's date, right? Now the buyer has given an offer amount of maybe like over here as 45 lakhs. Suppose I gave over here as 45 lakhs, right? Now in the second, like the counter offer that the seller has given, okay, no, in 45 lakhs we cannot give you this particular the property, right? So you need to go ahead and make the payment as 48 lakhs, something like this, right? This happens, and let's suppose this date would be maybe like this date is on like 27th, right? So if I just go ahead and give this particular date, now the buyer says that okay, and like it's 48 lakhs, it's okay, so I accept this particular offer, right? So you just go over here and you just come over here and update the offer accepted to yes, right? So now, and also once the buyer has accepted this particular offer, and he also agreed to make the payment, maybe like in check, right? So there are different like modes of the payment. So maybe like he has agreed to make the payment in check. So you just go ahead and update these details. Now, if I just scroll up over here, since this the transition stage that we have already done, now I'm going to update the offer details over here, right? So as you can see, this is the first offer amount, like 45 lakhs. Now this is the offer date over here. Now just go ahead and save this one. Automatically the system will refresh itself and it will show you the next transition stage. Now update the offer outcome, right? So what is the offer outcome? So I showed you like what is the offer that was given to a buyer and the counter offer. Normally it does not happen that quickly, but it takes a little bit more time in real scenario, right? So for the
That's the best
demonstration
part of
purpose,
the that's the best part of blueprint over here, basically, that how knowing how extending and how lengthy the sales process are, you don't like, it is not that you have to forget that what was the last step taken and what is the next step. Anytime you come back, if it is taking a longer period of time for your deal to close, you can simply come back and the blueprint will guide you that what was the last thing done and what is the next thing that needs to be done.
so if I just go ahead and hit save over here, automatically the field gets updated and it will show me like what is the current state over here and now what shall be the next stage, right? Now, once you have created this offer over here, now we have like filled up the offer information. So from the system, like if you want to generate an offer form, we do have an option for generating an offer form as well, right? So if it is relevant for your business, so I will just show you like how you can generate an offer form with just one click, right? So this is a kind of like the look and feel that you would get from this offer form. Obviously we can customize this offer form with the font color, the logo, the size, right? The size of the alphabets over here, right? So we can customize them, but more or less the look and feel will be the same. So over here you can see what is the offer amount over here, what is the offer date, like the offer accepted over here, what is the mode of the payment over here, right? So now the next step would be like once the offer has been accepted, the next step would be for the contract information, right? Now I will just go ahead and put a date over here. What is the contract signing due date? Maybe this is the particular date for the contract signing date, right? So I'll just go ahead and save this one, and this will be the actual signing date over here, right? So once you have sent this particular contract, now I will just go over here and update the stage over here. Now this is the transition stage where you can go ahead and send this particular contract. Now over here, the system will automatically give you some checklist that you need to follow, right, before sending a contract. So this is something which the system already like reminds you. Even if you forget, the system will remind you of the different checklists that you need to maintain for before you send the contract. Now, whether you have updated the co-owner details and if it is applicable, whether the like whether John is interested for making another purchase over here, maybe another
Maybe a
parking
parking
units,
unit or something, he
right?
can buy, right?
Right. So, and if you want to update like installment due schedule over here, so whether you have done this or not, like let me just go back and show you in the system over here. Now, if I just further scroll down, you can see in this section over here what is the contract information, what is the actual signing date of the contract. Now, let's suppose you have what you have sent the contract and the contract due date is on 29, and let's suppose John is very sincere and he signs the contract on 29th itself, right? So, and he updates the details over here, and if there is any co-owner details, like maybe suppose for this scenario, like John is the sole owner, right? So there is no other co-owner details, and maybe like John is interested for, like as Nikita mentioned, he is interested for purchasing a parking unit over here. Now simply I will just edit this form over here. Yes, I will just scroll down. Now over here you have like a sub form being created where you can put in the details of the add-on purchase details, right? So you have maybe like I just go ahead and click on this particular icon over here. Now this is the parking unit. Maybe like John is interested in purchasing in this in this particular project over here, right? And this parking unit belongs to this particular building over here. Now this is like how you can see like how all the units are like interlinked with the buildings as well as the projects, right? So this will help you to keep a track like what are the different units a buyer is purchasing, or a different like parking units that the buyer is purchasing. Like if there is any commission over here, you can also go ahead and check this box. You can mention the amount over here, and automatically like the system will maybe, let's suppose I just go over here and update the details over here as 15,000, right?
The
Now if
commission
there
will
is,
be auto-calculated. We don't need to really go ahead and update the commission amount. It will be auto-calculated.
now let's suppose if John wants to purchase another, like maybe like another parking unit, he requires two parking units. So if you just go over here and simply add one row over here, and you can give the other details of the parking unit, right? So you can just go ahead and click on this icon over here, and automatically you can add some more additional units. This is like how you can do the additional the purchases, right? So if I just go ahead and save this one, automatically now if I just scroll upwards, now if I just go up over here in the particular transition stage, now we are in the same contract transition stage. So if I just click on over here same contract, now you can see you can update the checklist over here whether this owner has been applicable or not. So it is not applicable for John. Yes, John has made the update over here for the purchase details. Now update the installment like schedule over here, right? So maybe like if you want to go ahead and update the installment schedule, so I will just save this one as a draft over here, and I will just scroll down. Now if I just scroll down over here, so we also have the installment like section over here that is being created, right? So maybe like the first installment date or the second installment date, so we can go ahead and update these details as well. Maybe like suppose the first installment date is on maybe like 2nd of April, right? So I will just go ahead and update this one. Maybe the first installment due date is maybe I will just update this. Maybe the second installment might be on the 9th, for example, right? So in this way, you can update the other installment due dates as well. So now once I have updated this, the installment due dates, I will simply go up over here and I will just click on the same contract, and I will update this installment schedule date, right? Now, if I just go ahead and click on this field, you can see that the contract due date is over here automatically populated, and I will just click on save.
Another fun thing over here is basically the milestone that we just saw. Now, if we go to the milestones back and edit this milestone, we can also divide the installment dates based on this milestone. So this milestone is basically connected between the prop unit, the development, and this deal. So back in the development where we are showing you the development, we showed you how you can divide the development payments in different milestones. So let's say 20% of the development is done, the customer needs to pay this amount. Once the 30% of the development is done, customer needs. So the entire deal gets divided into the different milestones. And now what you can do, you can simply go ahead and update the due dates for this milestones. So let's say for the first milestone, which is 20%, the due date can be for the first of next month. And then maybe for the second milestone, the due date can be for after another 1 month. So maybe 1st of May. So you can simply go ahead, update these particular dates and save it up. So once I save it, as when you are going to get your payments in the next step, you come back, you update the payments and the date you received. If there can be some discrepancies that you don't really receive the payments exactly on the date that they are supposed to come, they can come earlier, they can come a little later. So the dates, everything gives you a visuality of how, when the payment was made, whether the payment was late, due, or anything like that. So we can go back to the blueprint and update, go to the next.
So, like as Nikita was mentioning, so we have mentioned the due dates over here. Now, what is the amount? Let's suppose John has made a payment of the 5 lakhs, right? So maybe
Right.
like on this particular date, John has made, right, the payment. So
Not
once
really
we had,
necessarily John makes the entire amount that is supposed to be paid. He can pay a little less or he can pay a little more as well. So even based on the payment, actual payment that you receive, once you save this record, if I just simply save it, it will show me the due amount based on how much I have received. So the calculation, the tough part basically, or the job, the calculation part, it is basically entirely automated. So if you come down over here, you can see it shows me the difference now. And if I scroll down a little more, here you can see the entire total main unit deposit and everything is reflecting right over here. Now I can simply go back to the blueprint right on the top of the screen, and I can simply move on with the next step of my blueprint.
If I just scroll upwards over here, now the next transition stage would be to get the contract signed, right? So like if you just go ahead and click on this get contract signed over here, so what is the signing date over here that we have mentioned already? So it will automatically fetch by the system, and you will, like, once I just go ahead and save this one, the next transition stage would be like to get the deposit amount, right? Right. So maybe like over here, you need to get the deposits amount over here as well. So as Nikita was mentioning, so we have shown you like how you can get the amounts based on the milestone due dates over here as well, right? So this is like how you can further update. Maybe like on this particular date, you're receiving the further amounts. Your total like main unit due amount will be automatically like being shown over here. What is the total deposits? It will be like all updated over here, right? Now you also have the option to update the deposits on add-on like purchases. Maybe this is the add-on due amount over here. That is the parking unit. And what is the due date over here? Let's suppose a due date would be, let's suppose it's 2nd of like next month, right? So maybe like if John makes a deposit over here, so you can also go ahead and update that details as well. Now, if I just go ahead and click on this, the get deposit amount over here. Now, these are the different checklists that we have like already created in the system. Like the first checklist would be like update the main unit deposit details, update the deposits on add-on purchase if applicable, right? Sometimes there can be like some prospects and who are not interested to purchase like add-on parking units, right? They only focus on purchasing the main unit. So you can simply update those details accordingly, right? Now, let's suppose if I just cancel this one out, and if I just maybe like if I want to update like further details over here, I'll simply just go ahead and edit this particular form over here. Maybe I just show you a little bit more in details. Now, let's suppose John makes another payment of like maybe 1,50,000, and this is the particular the date in which he makes the payment. Let's suppose this is the date, and along with that, for the additional the purchase that he has made, that he has taken over here. So let's suppose he makes the payment of the 5 lakhs over here, suppose. So in this particular, maybe like he has made this payment, right? So in that way, you can just go ahead and save this one. Automatically, the total amount deposit will automatically change. And in that way, the system will automatically calculate for you, right? Now over here, if I just scroll down further, you can see that the total amount also gets like calculated over here. What is the total deposits over here, total amount? So everything will get automatically calculated, right? So total price is over here. What is the total due amount? This will help you to understand what is the amount due, right? So if I just now another thing is that in from this particular the system, you can also like generate the deal sheets over here. Now, if I just quickly show you like how you can generate the deal sheets, maybe if it is relevant for your business, you can also have this the deal sheets being generated. Basically, it shows you the entire details of your deals, right? Maybe the who is the purchaser over here, like what is the details of this particular purchaser. Maybe all the details of John is being mentioned over here. Now, which unit John is interested in, right? Now you get to see that what is the unit purchase price over here, what is the unit deposits, like additional unit deposits over here, every details that is being populated over here, right? Obviously, we can also customize this, but more or less the look and feel will be the same for deal sheets. Now, let's suppose I just go ahead and update this get deposit amount over here. Maybe I update over here the main unit deposits, update the deposits on add-on purchase as well, and just go ahead and save this one. Right? So once you have updated the deposit details, and you come to like the closure of this particular the deal that you're having, right? So once you get the entire payment, so you can also go ahead and update those details, right? Now, if I just further scroll down over here, you have like the all the other like informations, maybe the buyer attorney information. You can also go ahead and update the details, and if it is relevant over here, now you have the requirements information that is being all like pre-populated over here, right? So now you also have an option to like generate the contract, like which I like missed out on saying you, like you can also have an option of generating the contract. So we have an option for the mail merge, like if you share with us the sample, the formats of your contract, we can also create that contract right through like the mail merge option. Now this is another like thing that I would like to add on over here. Now, as Nikita was mentioning, like we do have the master modules, like these are the custom modules for the attorney firms and the brokerage as well, like where you can have the details of your attorney firms and brokerages, right? Now, if I just come down to the report,
Emails, everything will be synced with those particular modules. And then, of course, we have the reports module to end with. So, as for any business, the reports again come to play a very important role. And here we have different reports which are again segregated module wise. So, all your reports are not really in one place. So, if you want to see reports only related to your leads, so you simply go to the lead list and you see your lead related reports, like your leads by property category, leads by status, leads by requirement type. So if I just open up maybe one of the report, maybe leads by requirement type. So if I open that particular lead up, so it'll basically show me the real-time data. This is a dummy system, so we don't have much data. So let's show another report, maybe lead by requirement category, or maybe lead by status, any of those. So it basically shows you the data that is there in the system. So these reports can again further be customized, created into pictorial views. We can go ahead, show a deal related report as well, so that you can see how your deals are performing and everything. So under the deal reports, you have your deal by executive, deals by stages. So if I just open up my deal by stages, I know which deal, like at which stage, how many deals are lying. So if I just open up the third report, there you have it. So I have around 4 deals in the site visit done. There are 2 deals who have already accepted the offer. One contract is already out. So entire visual. And then we also have the create chart option on the right top corner, which again gives me the pictorial view of this particular report. So again, makes it really fun to work with the system. So if I want to create this report in some kind of bar chart, pie chart, I can simply select it from that particular list and I can set it up. And these are again the same things that we showed you in the starting of the demonstration. You can drag them, customize them, bring them to your home page for easier and quicker representation. So yes, that is pretty much the entire flow of the real estate developer CRM. So if you think this is something that matches your requirements, or even if you need some tweaking, some kind of customization, which is again a really available option, all you need to do is you come to our website, which is www.glionconsulting.com, and from our website you get to basically select the time slot and you can come book a meeting with us. I'll share the meeting invite with you from our team, and then we can take up the requirement and discuss these things. So it was a pleasure taking you all in this particular session. Thank you for joining, everyone, and we will look forward to seeing you in the next webinar. Goodbye.
thank you everyone. Bye bye.